2023 to 2025 Honda Accord headlight assembly replacement. What's up, everybody? This is a 2023 Honda Accord. I'm going to show you how to replace the headlight assembly. This one got hit, it's cracked, it's damaged, so I'm going to be replacing it. To do this, I'm going to have to take off the front bumper, so you're going to get a video on how to remove the front bumper as well. Real quick, this is the 2023 with the 1.5 liter. This is what my engine looks like. This is the Accord, and here's the part number. I got Honda part. Here's the part number for Honda. This is the genuine Honda part, and here's what it looks like. Comes like this. Now real quick, let me talk about parts for just 1 second, then we'll jump right into it. So this is available on Amazon. They have you can get the left, the right, or both on Amazon for a pretty good deal, $337. I know that seems like a lot, but I'm gonna link it below. And then if you want to get, these look like they're aftermarket, but they look super close to the aftermarket ones. So I would feel pretty safe using these ones. And the reason why I would recommend using these ones is because they match up the part numbers. They say 23 to 24, but it's for a 25 as well, I believe. I'll clarify that in the description. But if you go to Honda, just for one, it's going to be $405, and that's a discount Honda parts website. So, you know, I'd recommend going aftermarket if you can on this one, unless you want Honda parts. Some people like to buy OEM parts only, but I'll link everything below, so check that out. So when we start, we're going to take off this black panel right here. This is step one. We're going to remove these black clips. These black clips come out by removing the centerpiece. You like get underneath it and you push it upwards, and it'll kind of pop up, and then you can remove the whole clip. This tool helps. I'll link this below. You just get on this underneath there, and it'll pull it up, and then you can just lift this guy up like that. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these all the way across, get every single one across this black panel, and then on the left and the right sides as well. There is 19 clips total. It kind of takes a minute to get them all out, and it's kind of annoying, but try not to break them. If you do break them, don't beat yourself up about it. They break really easy, especially as the car ages. I'll link some new ones below, but there you go. There's 19 of those. We'll set those to the side, and there's going to be a lot of these, so just be ready. Okay, now since we got all those clips out, we can kind of remove this panel right here. You can kind of wiggle it and pull it and lift it up. And surprise, surprise, after we put this to the side, there's more clips. There's going to be a lot of clips. So I got 4 more right here. I'm going to go ahead and get these out. That tool helps out a lot again, so go ahead and get these 4 clips out. Now it'll start to get a little wiggly. Not really too much, but we got some other stuff we got to get off. So on the side here, I have the luxury of raising it up a little bit, but in the fender well here, there's about 3 screws, 2 right here, and then on the bottom there's a screw right here. Those need to come out, and then underneath right here, it's like a hidden screw, very important screw, that's got to come out, and then we just have a little clip right here that needs to come out. If you can, you could use your steering wheel to kind of tilt the wheel inwards to give you more space, and then we'll just get in here and get these screws out. It's 1, 2, 3. And then the one that's upside down, get those out, set those to the side, and then that clip, kind of the same way we get those other ones out. The center just pops out, and then once you get the center popped up, the rest of the clip will just come out pretty easy. Just pop this out like this right here. All right, we got that out. Now do this for both sides, left and right, and then once we got that out, you can actually grab right here and just gently wiggle this a lot and pull it outwards. Just don't rip it though, and this will start to pop out like that. Just don't rage rip it out, or else you'll break the bumper, and then you'll be needing a new bumper. And yeah, so we're gonna go to the bottom now. Now on the bottom, there's clips and screws across the bottom. You got this one here. I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna point them all out to you right here, right here, right here, right here. Basically just across the bottom of the gravel guard, it has these clips. And then on the left and right side, I think there's a couple screws as well. All of these need to come out, so I'm gonna go ahead and get all these out. Okay, so we got 4 screws and a bunch of clips, 10 clips for the bottom gravel guard, and they're the same clips as the ones above. Now this should be pretty loose now, when you should be able to come over here and kind of pull this down a little bit. We're not quite ready to pull this whole bumper off yet, but this should be completely loose on the bottom. You might have to pull the fender well out of kind of like the bumper on the bottom. Now here's the part you gotta be careful with, pulling the bumper out. The bumper goes into like a bracket, and then it goes under a bracket under the headlight assembly, and then there's like another little bracket up here on the top, and this has to be pulled out separately as well. What you want to do is grab it, wiggle it very carefully, and pull it outwards. Don't rage rip it because you'll break the brackets. I'm going to link a no scratch interior pry bar to kind of help push it out if you need to. But yeah, you want to grab it, just wiggle it. Wiggling's your friend. Wiggle it and pull it out gently. It's going to feel unnatural. Like you're going to feel like, I don't really like doing this, but it will pop out as long as you have most of the force at the bracket. Hey guys, real quick, I know it's annoying, but if you could subscribe to the channel, that'll really help me out. I'm trying to reach 100K subscribers. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to have some promo codes and other things if you want to check it out. Okay, back to the video. On the top one, just kind of get some room and just kind of wiggle it and pull it forward like this. You may need new brackets if your car got hit, like, and your brackets are bent or smashed or broke. You definitely want to replace those. They're like plastic brackets. They're not too bad to replace. They're just like a couple screws. You'll see what I mean when you got this thing off. And then here's the top and the bottom. Get this off right here. Now once both sides are loose and you got the bottom loose, before we take the bumper off, we need to do one thing. And real quick, this guy right here is an important module, that Honda logo, so don't throw that away or nothing. On the left driver's side, there's an important connector that needs to be undone before you try to pull the bumper off. Pull it off like that. It has a little thumb tab button. You disconnect it, and then there might be, like mine had like a little guide thing on there. Mine fell off, so don't lose this. But once you have that unplugged, you should be able to grab this if you did everything else that I've shown and wiggle it and just kind of pull it forward gently. You may want to put some painter's tape on the headlight lenses of the ones you're not replacing so you don't scratch them. But yeah, this should come off. It's heavy. It's awkward. There's like a lot of pieces holding it together. Set it to the side somewhere safe. Immediately grab these metal washers right here that are on the headlight assemblies, and just, you can mark where they were if you want, because it's kind of confusing when you put them back on. But anyways, here's our headlight, and I'm going to show you how to get it off now. Now, first thing is there is a push clip right here, similar to the one that was in the fender well. Just get the top center popped up, and then you can pull the whole clip out. And then we got some 10 millimeters. We got one right here. I'll go ahead and get this off. Right here, and save these 10 millimeters because they're put them in like a separate area because they're different from the other ones we took off. Let's unplug the electrical connector. There's just a little thumb button in the middle, and then you could kind of squeeze it, pull it straight backwards. It shouldn't be that hard, so if you're struggling with it, don't rage rip it off. And then this wire harness guide needs to come off. That tool I've been using comes in handy for this. Just kind of get this underneath the guide as much as you can, and then kind of just pop it out. Otherwise, when you take the headlight assembly out, this will be holding it still, and then it'll be hard to get out. Okay, so we got that off. Now there's a couple other spots. We got this spot. Now there's these little tabs. Actually have like a little additional tab that you got to pop up out of the kind of the frame, or whatever the metal part is up there. And then this bottom bracket's important. This is actually attached to the headlamp, so this has to come off. There's a 10 millimeter right here. Go ahead and get this guy off. Now mine had a broken piece, so that broken piece that just fell off, don't worry about that. I'm going to be replacing mine because it was broke from the impact, so I'm going to show you that in a second. Now there's another 10 millimeter on the side down here. This one's kind of hidden. You got to use like a 6-inch extension with a socket or whatever you got. Just get down there and get that out. Pull this guy out, and all these 10 millimeters are the same length. I put these ones on the cowl so I don't lose them. So then we're just going to gently pull this guy out, and it comes out with the bracket and the headlamp assembly as one. Just go ahead and pull this guy out right here and set him down gently. Now you have to put the bracket on your new one. So if your bracket isn't broken, you could switch it over to your new headlamp. But mine's broken. But what you would do is you're going to take this 10 millimeter out right here, and then if this bracket was good, I would be putting it on my new headlamp, but I'm gonna get a new one just because it's broke. These are about $100 from the dealer. Here's the one I got from the dealer. It was like $120. It's just a piece of plastic, but that's what it is. Here's the part number, and then they sell these on Amazon as well for slightly discount. So I'll link those below. You could go aftermarket with these. It's just a chunk of plastic. I wouldn't worry about getting OEM with these. And then here's our headlight right here. Be very careful with this thing. Do not drop it. Put this bracket on. What you want to do first is line up the side. It has these little holes that you line up 2 little tabs in. And then once those are in, we could line up this 10mm hole right here and just, you know, gently tighten this 10mm down right here. Make sure you use the same bolt that you took out. Don't get like an extra long bolt and break your light. And there it is. Looks, it's ready to go. And then we're going to put it back in. Just be careful going back in. Watch out for these brackets. Watch out for any pieces that are going to give you any trouble. Okay, so now we're going to get the headlight in. You want to be real careful putting it in, and be careful not to scratch the lens, and just, you know, line it up carefully. Now there's these little holes for these guides on the tabs. You want to put those in first. So, you know, like right here. So put the tab over that metal part and make sure the guide tab's in place. Same with right here. If it's not going in, then maybe something's wrong. Don't like try to force it in because you'll break the tabs. You know, just see if someone's maybe holding it up. But once you do get these lined up right, everything should go in good. But get that clip in and then put the 10mm bolts in. I'll hand start all the bolts I can, just to make sure they all are able to get into the threads. And then this one down here, when you go to tighten it, a little trick if you don't have a magnetic socket is put like a piece of paper towel in the socket and then put your bolt on it. And then you could just kind of put this down and then tighten it in like that. And then you don't have to worry about the bolt falling off and getting lost or anything. So I go ahead and get these started mostly, and then I will tighten them down. Now the bracket on the headlamp assembly needs to be tightened as well. I'll go ahead and get this one and this one. And I put this one in already earlier, this 10mm, so you should be able to tighten this guy. Just make sure everything tightens down correctly. Make sure everything's lined up correctly. Now we'll put our electrical connector back in. Just snap that right in place. And then the guide on the electrical wire harness, push that into the new headlight assembly right there. Okay, now we got that good. And then what I do is I'll test the headlamp just to make sure everything's working before I put it all back together. You should just be able to turn it on. It should turn on, have no problems. Both sides are working for me. So now it's just time to go back together with the bumper. So here's our bumper. We're going to put it back together. Now something just to remember, you need to plug in this electrical connector. And so don't like button everything up and then forget to plug this in or nothing will work. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on right here. You might want to tape the headlamp lenses, because when you put this on, it's going to want to like flop everywhere. You could scratch your lenses. Painter's tape, blue painter's tape was safe to put on them. But yeah, you just want to line this up as best as possible. Don't be impatient. Be patient and get it everywhere you need to go. And what I had to do is kind of fold the bottom out and then fold the top up and then slide it on. And then here's the electrical connector. I'm going to go ahead and just connect that. You should secure the bumper, though, first before you try to do this, maybe with a clip or one bolt. And then this guy, if this falls off, just make sure you get this back on so you can, you know, put this guide back in and have that connected. Now we're going to put in these side pieces. Now this is where you need to be like really patient, because you can mess this up and break your bumper and it won't look right. So when you put those in, you just want to be real careful and carefully line those up and just kind of push them in place. I had to like stretch mine out towards the back of the vehicle to get it to go in. I'll show you on the passenger side here. I'm gonna just show like a fast forward of me doing it, just to show you like it could be kind of like frustrating and slow, but you just want to like make sure you have plenty of slack when you're putting it in, and make sure it goes under the headlamp first, and then you're gonna pull it towards the back of the vehicle. If you're not getting it, then something's not right. So see what's wrong, what's holding it up. Then we're gonna get these clips in, these 4 clips right here, and this will secure the bumper like fully. Now these clips, like I said before, they break easy. I'm going to link some. They sell these on Amazon. You can get like a bunch of them for pretty cheap. You don't need to go Honda OEM with these ones. You can just get the Amazon ones. They're just as good. So I will link those below because those break a lot. Now, once we got those 4 on, we're going to put this cover on. And you're going to have to lift the release hatch a little bit to kind of get this back in place. And then there are these little tabs in the front. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just slide it forward and those tabs will go into where they need to go. And then now we can put in all of the clips. But real quick, if you remember those silver washers that we had, let's put those in right now, because otherwise you won't get a chance to put them in. And they just go right there. You could mark the spot too if you're concerned that you might forget where it goes. I just put the clips in those ones first because I don't want those washers to shift and then, you know, not sit right. So we'll go and just put these in all the way across, and this will just be securing the top of the bumper. Alright, and then like I said, these break all the time, so if they break, don't beat yourself up. I'll link some new ones below. Alright, now we got to secure the fender wells. So what we're going to do is just go to those screws. The long big screw is the one that goes up here, and we'll get this tightened in right there. And then we got those 3 smaller ones that go into place, and then that clip. So just go ahead and get these small screws into place. Everything should be lining up pretty good at this point. If they're not, then maybe you see what's going on. Put this clip in right here, pull the top of it outwards and then put it in, or you could just separate the top and then put it in and then push the clip in like that. That works too. Alright, now my fender's secure. Do this on both sides, of course. But that's looking pretty good. Now we can go towards the bottom, and on the bottom you want to get your fender wells tucked up into the bumper, up into the gravel guard like this. This sits on the inside, so you could just fold it and push it in place up here. Alright, and then do that on both sides, and then we're going to run and put all these clips and screws in that we took off initially. Hopefully you put them to the side, and we'll just get these back in place here. And then after the bottom is secured and both fender wells are secured, you should be pretty good. It should look like this. There shouldn't be any loose parts or nothing like that. And especially get the fender wells secured, because they could get caught under your wheel if you don't secure them. But that's it, guys. So hopefully this video helped you out. I appreciate you watching. Any additional information is appreciated. Thank you. That's all the information I got for you. The rest of the video is just some products and other stuff I got going on. Totally up to you if you want to stick around. I got a 15% off Oxido.com promo code. Now Oxido has a bunch of products, but what they're mostly known for is they're really good aftermarket headlights. So if you got an older car, 80s, 90s, 2000s, even a newer car, if it has a bulb, they probably got an upgraded bulb for you. You may have seen aftermarket LED headlights on Amazon, but the thing, I'm not going to say any names, but the thing is they have a lot of issues. Sometimes they start to flicker after a few months, or they get hot and the LED burns off. These are available on Amazon. You can get them there. However, if you go to the website and use the promo code GearmoAuto, you can get 15% off. It's really easy. All you got to do is go to the website on your phone or your computer, and then put in what kind of car you have, what year, make and model, you know, that stuff, and then it'll display to you all the available lights for your vehicle. You can get headlights, tail lights, interior lights. Highly recommend getting some good interior lights. You'll be surprised how bright it is. So just type GearmoAuto in at the checkout and you'll get 15% off.